Hello, and welcome to Purina's Livin the Farm Life. We know the passion you have for caring for your animals and for the life you live on your property. Here at Purina, we do the same thing every day at our 1,263-acre Animal Nutrition Center in Gray Summit, Missouri. This is where we develop and research the latest in nutrition and have since 1926. So from our farm to yours, let's live the farm life together. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Livin the Farm Life. We're back here at the horse unit at the Purina Animal Nutrition Center in Gray Summit, Missouri. And today we have a horse out here, but we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of knowing body condition scoring and how to use a weight tape. So back with me again is my good friend, Andrea Brueggemann. Andrea, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the horses out here and what we're going to talk about today.
All right. So like she said, my name is Andrea Brueggemann. I'm assistant manager here at the horse barn. Today we're outside of the exercise physiology barn. Here we have a total of 80 head of horses on site. This one that I chose today to use as our demo her name is Spitfire. She's a 4-year-old. She's super gentle. She's a mare, and she's just living up here. She just got done doing some palatability research for us, so she's kind of on break right now. So body condition scoring is very important for overall maintenance of herd health. I have a chart here. The body condition scoring goes from a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being poor or emaciated, and 9 being extremely obese or metabolically unfit. So 5 is actually the ideal score. 6 would be ideal for like a brood mare. So like somebody of her age and condition, we would want her to be like a 6. That helps with their ability to get bred back and things like that. So I will go ahead and show you there's like 6 areas that we look at when we're trying to body condition a score a horse, and it is along their neck. So right here, it's easier if you can be on the side that doesn't have her mane, because you can see if it's cresty or not. So hers is not super cresty. I mean, I can get a pinch on it, but it's not too awful. And another area is right behind their shoulder. So she's kind of got a little bit of a pillow here, so that's a little bit more than she needs. Another thing is you look over their top line. She has a little bit of a crease, but not really. And then their ribs. So the ribs, they're under there. They're just a little hard to feel right now. And then her tail head is a little bit squishy, and you want to look on both sides. And then also, along the withers. So her withers are pretty rounded, so she doesn't have a big bony process up here. So all in all, you can score them by doing a score based on each site and then averaging it, or you can just kind of take a general what you think it is based on the different descriptions. So with her, I would say she's probably a 6 for sure. So the general rule is that to be a 5, you can see the ribs from afar, but when you get up, you can't feel each individual rib. So, and like I said, with her, she's definitely over a 5 because she doesn't have any ribs in there. They're in there, but they're pretty hard to feel. So I kind of think I would put her probably at a 6.5. You can do half scores. It just depends on who's doing the scoring. As long as the same person does it and is using the same kind of scale, it's kind of relative to each person. So if I were I would give her a 6.5.
So body condition scoring is one of those kind of things it's probably helpful to do maybe on a monthly basis or a bi-monthly basis, just to make sure that they haven't gained too much weight or haven't lost weight or something like that. So a great program to get familiar with so that you can evaluate your horse on a consistent basis.
Right.
Yep.
And and another thing to think of is that what body condition score she should be, So if your horse is a 5 and they're, doing a lot of exercise, as long as they maintain that 5, they're probably fine. If you have a 7, and they probably don't need to be a 7. So
Not very many horses need to be 7, 8, or 9, right?
Not very many.
Likewise, the other end of the scale. So yeah, that 5 and 6 is a great goal. So and body condition score is a great way to kind of judge just overall health and well-being of your horse also. But this is just a great way to physically evaluate exactly where they're at.
Right.
So. Great, and so that's a super helpful thing to understand about your horse. What I also want to do is demonstrate our weight tape. So Purina has a really nice weight tape, now a brand new one that goes up to 2,000 pounds. So for anyone that has a larger horse, helpful in that area. But tell us about the weight tape and then kind of why it's important for us to even understand what our horse's weight is.
Okay, so our weight tape, it has obviously the weight on one side and it has hands on the other. So you can measure your horse, see how tall they are. And then the other thing is you can do body weights. So as you can see, ours is not very linear. Like the boxes are different sizes as we get up here. And that's because we have done several years of data research to develop this. So it's not just a algorithm that we pulled out of the sky. There's lots of individual research and data points that we have done with several warm bloods, several draft breeds, and then horses here on the farm. So how to use it. So if you read this, it says read weight here. So you read the weight on the arrows, not at the end of the tape on the metal clip. So you want to throw the metal clip over their back.
And let's get her squared up so she's on.
Yep, the better
even balance that she's
and on flat surface, yes. They're standing on a hillside, it's a little harder. It's even harder if there's a windy day and the tape is flying around. So you grab it, wrap it around about where you would girth up a horse, not on the top of their withers and not at the bottom. So pretty much in the middle. I kind of like to saw it around so it finds its natural groove. And then I would weigh her I would have her, she's a little over 1130, so, which I could walk her up the hill and and get an accurate weight on the scale, but so that's how you do that.
A nice tool for everybody at home to have.
Right, to keep track, like with body condition scoring, you also can, keep track of their weight, and that's good for knowing how to dose them for medications, dewormer, and feeding directions, exactly. So knowing a general weight is a very handy tool.
Yep, and such an important tool, because we all know how difficult it is to eyeball a horse and try to guess exactly where they're at. Well, no guessing involved. Nope. So
yes, and it's handy, it's little, it can fit in any tack room or, you know.
Yep. In your grooming bucket.
In your grooming bucket, yes, it's a super good tool, and you can get these at the dealer, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and just like body condition scoring, weighing your horse is probably a great thing to do every month, every couple months, but I would highly recommend at least between seasons. Yep. Going into winter, having them prepared for winter, coming out of winter, you know, do they need to kind of get built back up after a tough winter maybe? So lots of considerations for watching your horse's weight, and an easy tool to use. Thanks, Andrea, that was great. Great description of body condition scoring, what it is. This chart is available at purinamills.com with tons of other helpful information, and as Andrea had mentioned, there's so much information at your local Purina dealer. So anything that you need, supplies, a weight tape, they can probably even get you this body condition scoring chart. Please reach out to your local Purina dealer for any of this type of helpful information. So thanks again for joining us on this episode of Livin the Farm Life, and until next time, enjoy your farm. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next month on another episode of Purina's Livin the Farm Life.